looking at some Tradfi stuff that I'm kind of keeping eyes on. Now, you remember the Ethereum channel that I was showing, right? This channel walk. Now, mind you, this is 4-hour candles, but this was the channel walk. And I do have log on. My things got moved, I guess. We lost this channel walk and it broke. And I saw this on the S&P and wanted to point it out because it's the exact setup. Now, this is a bit higher time frames, but we are seeing the exact setup on the S&P 500 right now. So I want to take note of it. I'm not calling top on S&P right now, but you saw we had the channel, we had the channel walker hugging it, and then we broke through and then we went sideways. The nature is it's starting to cut to the right, but it's not just, oh God, yet, you know? And I'm not saying it will, but what I'm saying is the trend has changed. This was an unsustainable pump. And it's just the way it is. Otherwise, we're talking about like S&P 10,000 relatively shortly if we keep that type of a crazy bullish trend, which maybe it's possible. Powell, I doubt it. But regardless, we have a channel walk with a channel walker hugging it right here, and we've colored through, and now the channel walker is actually turning yellow. So take note of this because this is kind of interesting. Not what we want to see, because trend changes like this, we've seen them take months and big pullbacks to correct. So I don't want to see this for the rest of 2025. That's going to be hard times. And then we're going to go into an election. So like, whatever. I don't want to think of 2025 being my goals of having like the stock market go crazy, but I'm keeping my eyes on it, especially because this trend is changing. While this trend is changing and rotating out, gold is pumping all-time highs. Mind you, this is a 3-day chart because gold moves stupid slow. But gold's sending. So is silver's. I don't think silver's at all-time high, but silver is cranking right now. So keep that in mind. Also, oil is cranking up again. So S&P's turning, gold's screaming, Bitcoin's screaming, and silver's screaming, and oil, like all this stuff. I'm just kind of like, I don't like it. Now, I don't have to like it, and the trend can just keep continuing up, but I'm definitely getting like spidey senses that like, hey, something's changing here, and we're going. I'm not going to ignore that we're going into an election, and the inflation CPI prints have come in hot three months in a row. So, what happens next? I don't know. But I can tell you something's changing. And if something's changing, I can at least start doing my due diligence to try to find it. So what's up, Fish and Magician? We can look at the dollar. DXY. DXY is up too. But you got to remember, like, when stuff's like people are trying to flight to safety, the dollar is like the best one, right? Not everybody likes crypto. So I haven't pulled up the DXY chart in a long time because I don't think it's as value as it used to be. But this is my OG DXY chart that we were tracking for a long time, and it's still big curve up. It's just kind of walking through here. Some of my old trend lines, but there's a lot of other countries struggling as well. But the other countries, even when they're struggling, they fly to this. They want the dollar. Their currencies are struggling way worse with inflation, even compared to ours. So keep that in mind. What's up, Fizzin? Or Fizzan? So, something to keep your eyes on. Yes, something to keep your mind on. The other thing is the stock that can cure any disease, NVIDIA, that can do no wrongs, is starting to turn too. Now, is that a turn down or is it a turn to accumulation? No, it's just a turn. That's all I'm saying. Something has happened. We've been printing nothing but pinks and purples for a very, very long time. And we actually hit the reversion band on the machine learning side. Like, this is stupid hard to hit. We hit it, and now we've kind of rotating out. And then we've actually pulled down and tagged the channel walker tool, which I love this tool because I really like it for trend identifying if a trend is continuing or like changing. And we almost flipped this thing yellow or orange, and now it bounced. So, mind you, we have seen this type of setup before on Apple, where it went up, broke through, then it came back up. I think Meta's done the same setup. Regardless, I'm watching this one. As much as I love NVIDIA, I love my 3080s, my 3070s, etc. I am skittish if NVIDIA tanks, because the market value of NVIDIA is really helping the S&P going up. All this tech sector stuff, like your Mag 7's not looking so hot. NVIDIA's looking hot. Intel's looking hot. AMD's looking good. Like, they're supporting a lot of the market. This is an absolute ridiculous amount of market cap that helps prop up the S&P 500. So if other stuff's kind of like doing meh and this thing falls out of the freaking sky, it's bad news for the stock market overall. It will hurt a lot of people, and it'll spook a lot of positions, because the last thing whales like is uncertainty. And if there's uncertainty here in this chart, they're going to walk out and just say, hey, I'm going to go sit gold or cash for a little bit. Why not? Right? It's just the way it works. Now, NVIDIA, this is the other thing. If we're just pumping and we're doing reaccumulation, remember, it's just going to be chop, 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 chop. And then it does one of two things. It goes up or it goes down. So we may just be going into a reaccumulation phase. We don't know yet. And frankly, my spidey senses don't really see it yet. My spidey senses right now with like rainbow theory is something's happened. We have not seen a green candle on the 4 hour since January. I'm sorry, right there we did, but it popped right back up into the channel walker. And you know, channel walks, sometimes they blip out of them and then they go right back into it and then they continue on. But now it's thoroughly broken. This is way too many candles to save it. Teleporting this back up to here and continuing isn't really a thing. So they've broken sideways. So now my eyes are, I really want to know what happens to NVIDIA. Because if the AI stuff can't keep pumping this tech sector, it's a really big sector to fall right now. So we got to be skittish of this for a lot of reasons. Because this is just like, it's just like when you see Bitcoin fall and it yanks all the alts down. If NVIDIA falls, it's going to yank a lot of stuff down with it. So